Hey, everybody, I hope you all are doing well and welcome back to Michael's Matters. And as I was running through the retirement social medias that are out there, especially recently, there is one big question that anyone who is retiring, who is already retired, or is looking to retire at some point in the future is asking is will Social Security run out of money in their lifetime? Now, a question like this is something that has to be crossing the minds of the 70 million Americans who are currently on Social Security benefits and the 70 million, if not more, who will be at some point on Social Security benefits. But the answer to the question, of course, is going to depend mostly on how far away one is from retirement, or more correctly, what generation somebody is in. Now, although none of us have a choice about what generation we are from, it does have a huge effect on what a person's perspective on retirement is. And a recent study out from Nationwide, that is the insurer, asked about how different people from different generations feel about retirement. The finding of the study highlights that there are very, very big differences in how generations nearer to retirement, think baby boomers and Gen Xers, view Social Security versus younger generations like millennials and Gen Z. So today we are going to delve into the various ways that the different generations of Americans view Social Security benefits and their expectations for it for when they actually retire, if it will actually run out of money before they get there. Now, this is Michael's Matters, and before we get to it, if you like these videos, if you find them interesting, if you find them helpful, or hey, if you at least find them useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help the channel grow, and we are so thankful for that. But also because you get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. All right, now, let's get down to the video. So thinking about retirement, obviously one of the biggest sources of income, and it's only really growing for Americans looking to retire, is from Social Security. But with the most recent reports from Social Security itself flashing a pretty strong spotlight on the fact that it is underfunded through the trust fund, the faith in the program, which has been very strong for multiple generations at this point, is starting to wane. And the concern about the longevity of the program is starting to sink into anybody and everybody who's already retired and not yet retired. We see this with the most recent Social Security Trust Fund report that estimates that by 2033, if nothing has changed, only about 77 to 80% of the benefits that are owed to seniors and retirees will be able to be paid out by the program on a month-to-month basis. Those numbers get even worse as we move farther down the timeline, which explains the difference in confidence between older and younger generations in the Social Security program. To see this specifically, look at some of the numbers from the survey conducted by Nationwide that showed that 75% of Americans who are 50 years or older believe that Social Security will run out of money in their lifetimes. This 75% number is a pretty dramatic increase of about 9% from the last time this question was asked way back in 2014, when it was only at 66% of those who were surveyed thought that this would happen. Another aspect with regards to retirement savings from the survey is that a number of folks over the age of 50 who say they will receive retirement savings in addition to what they may be getting from Social Security dropped quite dramatically. When asked about their sources of retirement savings above and beyond Social Security, so things like 401ks and IRAs, the percentage of those surveyed who said that they would have extra retirement savings had dropped from 56 over the age of 50 in 2014 to 49% right now. Additionally, those participants who said that they had pensions that could help supplement their income, that one took one of the biggest dips at 17%, down from 48% to 31% in 2023. Which I guess is really not that unexpected considering pensions are not really a thing anymore. Lastly, the percentage of people who are 50 years old or older who said they anticipate having nothing's in saving, and this is the most alarming one. So those folks who said they anticipate having nothing in savings for retirement, it increased from 13% up to 21%. The only high point of all of this, and again, I'm not saying I had anything to do with this, I'm not gonna pat myself on the back too hard for this, was that there was a significant increase in those surveyed confidence in their knowledge about Social Security, which increased by about 5% for the category who felt that they were very confident in their knowledge about Social Security. So at least folks are getting more understanding of how the system works, and maybe that's a reason for some of the pessimism. Now let's look at some of the data for younger generations, because it seems that those of us in the generation millennial or generation Gen Z, well, our level of Social Security knowledge is is definitely lacking, to be fair, perhaps myself excluded, or maybe not. Thinking about it, they should actually have a unit in economics class, or maybe even a home economics class in high school that goes over like retirement and how Social Security is supposed to work. I think that would make a huge difference in our society as a whole, and even how people really kind of see Social Security. But that's for another video, I suppose. When actually asked about retirement age, millennials, again, this is people basically up to the age of 40, said that the full retirement age that they thought was at 55 years old. Gen Z put it at 54 years old. Now, just in case you haven't watched the other videos, the actual full retirement age for an American right now who's turning into the full retirement age is at either 66 or 67 years old. And realistically, by the time us millennials get there, it'll probably be 70 or 75. On top of that, when asked about whether or not they would receive any benefits at all, a single dime from Social Security, that's where the pessimism curve really starts to jump up along generational lines. Now, while over 24% of those surveyed said that they didn't believe they would get a single dime from Social Security benefits, of those 24%, 10% of the boomers thought they wouldn't get any benefits left to them by the time they retire, which is, basically tomorrow. Gen Xers agreed at a rate of 25%, millennials at 39%, and Gen Z, the youngest and the farthest away from retirement, had it at 45%, thought that they would not get a single dime, would not get any money from Social Security benefits by the time that they retire. One thing that I thought was very interesting, though, is that despite all the news about Social Security running out of funds and going broke in the next 10 years or less, when asked if they thought half of their pre-retirement income would be replaced by Social Security once they retire, millennials agreed they thought that it would at a rate of 53%, Gen Z agreed at 45%, and baby boomers agreed at 58%, which obviously is very optimistic, especially right now because Social Security only represents 39% of older Americans' income as of today. In the survey, when they were asked specifically how much they thought Social Security would replace of their pre-retirement income, the group average, all the generations put together, had it at 47%. What this means is that if we take a look at this and apply it to today's money, it seems pretty unrealistic that Social Security will ever reach 50% or more of one's retirement. And because if we look at the average income for Americans right now, it's at $70,784 for a household. If Social Security benefits were to cover 50% of the average household in the United States today, it would mean that they'd have to have around $2,949 a month in benefit. But the thing is, as of July in 2023, the average Social Security benefit right now is only at $1,756 a month, which is only 30% of current average household income. So that is well short of 50%. So it leaves a lot of ground to be made up by Social Security into the future if it's going to hit any of those expectations by any of the generations of getting that 50% or more of benefits from Social Security. Of course, on the other hand, the other side of that would be that perhaps folks think that their income's going to get smaller, which I don't think is what they're thinking. In that case, then maybe it would be easier. The one way that Social Security benefits could end up actually accounting for half or more of the replacement income from before retirement. The only way this really would work, it would be if folks decided to retire at the oldest retirement age possible right now, which is at 70 years old, when benefits would get about a 30% increase. But when asked, only 18% of everybody surveyed said they would consider delaying their retirement, so past their full retirement age. And that looks even more stark when we start looking at the generation specifically, because Gen Z said 22% would wait, millennials said 19% would wait, and Gen X said 23% would wait, and boomers are at 13%, but also a lot of those folks are already retired. So overall, looking at the survey, I think that one thing is very apparent. First is that, like the cliche says, time is money. And in this case, the closer to retirement somebody is, the more likely they are to jump on their retirement as early as possible, because they're really in kind of a bad situation where they don't have a ton of time to save up money to compensate for a shortfall in Social Security. On the flip side, the younger generations who do have enough time and would have enough time to really start saving early to compensate for the potentiality of a smaller or an inhibited or even a $0 Social Security benefit, well, it doesn't seem like they have much knowledge about it, but it does seem like they are saving a little bit more. So that is good, but hopefully folks will get some younger people also listening to the channel so that they can start making those changes. And really, as those folks get older and start getting into the kind of voting age demographic, this knowledge is going to play a big part in how they see Social Security and what they expect from people who are running Social Security to do to keep it stable and funded and available for everybody into their later years. All right, so that's it for tonight's Michael's Matters, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, if you found it interesting, if you found it helpful, or hey, if you at least found it useful, And please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help the channel to grow. And we are so thankful for that. But also because you get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. So for Michael's Matters, I'm Michael, hoping that you take care of yourselves, take care of others, and have a happy, healthy